Distinguished guests, if you are able, please stand. Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Dame Cindy Kiro, Governor-General of New Zealand.
Whakatau mai nei ngā pito tēnei motu e. Nau mai, piki mai, whakatau mai nei e.
Mana watia arangi nui. Mana watia apapatu anuku. Ko te amorangi ki mua, ko te hāpai o ki muri. Kia tau iho o na manaakitanga ki runga ki tēnā, ki tēnā, ki tēnā o tata. E honore he kororia he maungarongo ki runga ki te mata te whenua, te whakaaro pai, ki ngā tangata katoa. Arohaina ngā teina, me ngā tuakana, e noho nei i runga te whakaaro kutahi, pai mai.
Pai mai.
Please be seated. E ngā rauranga tirama, e ngā kuima, e koroma, e hui hui mai nei i tēnei ahi. Tēnei aku mihi mahana ki o koutou. Nau mai, haere mai, ki te whare nei, te whare o te kāwana tianara ki Tamaki Makaurau. Kia ora tātou katoa. Distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to Government House Auckland for today's investiture ceremony. I'd like to specifically acknowledge Commissioner Richard Chambers, Commissioner of New Zealand Police, Inspector Nailia Hassan, District Commander, Counties Manukau West Area. Is it Counties Manukau or Waitemata? Waitemata, is that right? Rear Admiral Matthew Williams, Acting Chief of Defence Force. The Honourable Melissa Lee, Member of Parliament. Mr Joe Harawira, Kaumātua, and Mrs Pauline Hopa, Kuia. Tēnā koutou katoa. Hosting investiture ceremonies is one of the most important duties I perform on behalf of His Majesty the King of New Zealand. I'm delighted to bring together such an extraordinary group of New Zealanders. You have each brought pride and a greater sense of well-being to Aotearoa New Zealand through your outstanding achievements and your service to our communities. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I extend my sincerest thanks to you for your contributions. After each recipient is honoured, I invite you to join with me in congratulating them. And I do just want to say, don't worry about the children. If they run riot or make a noise, they're fine. Mr Ward Kamor will now summon the recipients and read their citations.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, the late Mr Fred Graham of Waiuku, for services to Māori art. Mr Fred Graham, Ngāti Koro ki Kahukura, was an art advisor to Māori primary schools throughout Rotorua and Northland. He has been head of the art department at various North Island schools. He was a pioneer of the contemporary Māori art movement and in 1966 helped organise one of the first exhibitions of contemporary Māori painting and sculptures in Hamilton. He's represented New Zealand at many international exhibitions, most recently the Venice Biennale. He serves on the Heirewa Māori Cultural Advisory Group at the Auckland Art Gallery. He mentors young sculptors and artists. His sculptures are displayed across New Zealand and in Seattle, Vancouver, and South Korea. Most recently, Mr. Graham was commissioned to create sculptures for the new Catholic College in Drury and around about south of Tiro. The late Mr. Fred Graham's insignia will be received by his son, Mr. Gary Graham. Please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mrs. Jude Dobson of Auckland, for services to the community, broadcasting and historical preservation. Well, Mrs. Jude Dobson began her television career in 1989 and went on to anchor several primetime lifestyle shows. Since 2002, she has been a director, producer and writer. She produced audiovisual resources for parents, many of which have been widely and freely distributed through charities and government agencies. She has been an active supporter of the Breast Cancer Foundation, Cure Kids, Life Education Trust and Plunket. She has led fundraising efforts for several Auckland high schools and contributed to their leadership programs. Mrs. Dobson is dedicated to preserving New Zealand's military history, self-funding in part several documentaries and publications relating to the First and Second World Wars, and playing a role in establishing Tarawhata, the New Zealand Liberation Museum in Le Quesnoy, France. Mrs. Jude Dobson, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, the late Mr. Jim Lilly of Christchurch for services to conservation and the community. Well, Mr. Jim Lilly established Marine Watch, where he led groups of volunteers to rescue and rehabilitate injured wildlife. He wrote the national guideline for authorities and volunteers on best practice when called out to a whale stranding, and was personally involved in responses to more than 10,000 stranded whales. He was the honorary national manager of the Hector's Dolphin Post-Mortem Database. He volunteered for the Canterbury Coast Guard as a training officer, skipper and communications officer. He was a marine search and rescue controller and a volunteer incident manager at the welfare centres established for evacuees during the Christchurch earthquakes. Mr. Lilly was president of the Christchurch Memorial RSA. The late Mr. Lilly's insignia is being received by his granddaughter, Ms. Imogen Lilly. Please come forward. Mr. Grant McMillan of Christchurch for services to education and the community. Mr. Grant McMillan, Kaitahu, was the Ministry of Education Southern Region Manager for Schools and Early Childhood Education. He led Ashburton College, working to improve students' outcomes and leave the school in a better financial position. He was Tumuaki Principal of James Cook High School, Manurewa, turning around the struggling school and leaving it as a national role model. He is an executive member of Christchurch Memorial RSA and a Vice President of Canterbury District RSA. He is Chairperson of the Charles Upham VC and Bar Centre Trust and Secretary of the Regimental Association. Mr. McMillan served on the Greendale Reserve Board and was Secretary of the Canterbury Rugby Referee Association. Mr. Grant McMillan, please come forward. Mrs. Margaret Mitchell of Auckland for services to the Royal New Zealand Naval Women's Association. Mrs. Margaret Mitchell has been involved with the Royal New Zealand Naval Women's Association, RNZ-NWA, for 55 years, with 20 years as National President. She has advocated for increased recognition and visibility of women's naval service. She has led and directed large RNZ-NWA conferences. She is RNZ-NWA representative to the Royal New Zealand Returned and Services Association. She was Treasurer and President of the Auckland branch of the RNZ-NWA. She spent hundreds of hours of research and planning on an exhibition of the women's service staged at the RNZN Museum. Mrs. Mitchell was an active New Zealand Cadet Force, Sea Cadets officer for many years. Mrs. Margaret Mitchell, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the New Zealand Bravery Medal, Mr. Mele Balinivalu of Dunedin for an act of bravery. Mid-afternoon on 10 May 2021, a man with a short kitchen knife in each hand attacked a staff member at the supermarket in central Dunedin, causing multiple wounds as she tried to defend herself. Several shoppers and staff in the busy supermarket attempted to restrain the offender during his frenzied attack, which occurred in little over a minute, with 4 people in total sustaining stab wounds. A supermarket employee, Mr. Mele Balinivalu, was working nearby at the time. He heard a scream and ran to the pharmacy aisle where he saw the wounded staff member on the ground and found a supermarket supervisor, Mr. Dallas Wilson, attempting to restrain the offender. Mr. Balinivalu saw a knife in the offender's hand and grabbed his wrist to attempt to stop him hurting anyone else. During the struggle, the offender broke free, pushing Mr. Balinuvalu into the shelves and stabbing Mr. Wilson multiple times. Mr. Balinivalu pushed the offender away and told the injured Mr. Wilson to run. Well, this time another man had intervened and attempted to disarm the offender. The offender turned his attention on the man and his wife, stabbing them multiple times. Mr. Balinivalu retreated at this time and began directing other shoppers to an exit at the rear of the store. The offender was eventually restrained by other shoppers until uniformed police arrived to arrest him. Mr. Balinivalu acted without hesitation to assist his colleagues, demonstrating bravery by entering the struggle with the offender and attempting to disarm him to prevent further harm. Mr. Mele Balinivalu, please come forward. Constable Cameron Whitaker for an act of bravery. On 27 January 2023, heavy rainfall hit Auckland, causing unprecedented flooding and destruction, with thousands of homes damaged by flooding and landslips. 245 millimetres of rain fell within 24 hours, and 4 people lost their lives during this period. Constable Cameron Whitaker was working a night shift with 2 other colleagues at the time. That evening, they responded to a family trapped in their Warkworth home with the surrounding ground slipping away. The family comprised 3 adults, an 18-month-old child, and a 6-week-old baby. Constable Whitaker and his colleagues could not get their vehicle any closer than 150 metres from the house, approaching the remaining distance on foot. The landscape was precarious as they traversed through multiple slips and waist-deep mud to reach the house. Constable Whitaker formed a human chain with his colleagues and passed the children to safety for a distance of around 200 metres over an unstable slip. The adults were then able to evacuate, reaching safety just before the slip suddenly shifted and moved further down the hill. Later that night, Constable Whitaker responded to a person trapped in rising floodwaters in Kaipara Flats. The man had attempted to cross the water to land several times, but the current was too strong and he kept being pushed back into a tree. Constable Whitaker waded around 100 metres through the chest-deep water to locate the man, finding him separated by a 30-metre stretch of treacherous water. Constable Whitaker sourced a life jacket, some rope and a boogie board and entered the fast-flowing water, swimming the 30 metres to reach him. The rope became stuck in debris as he swam. Well, by this point, the man had been stuck for 2 hours and was showing signs of hypothermia and at risk of falling unconscious. Constable Whitaker managed to get the life jacket onto the man and encouraged him onto the boogie board. At this time, a firefighter had swum over to Constable Whitaker with another rope. Working with the firefighter, Constable Whitaker was then able to remove the man to safety. Constable Cameron Whitaker, please come forward. to receive the King's Service Medal. Mr. Fred Milligan of Tauranga for services to the Royal New Zealand Returned and Services Association. Mr. Fred Milligan joined the Featherston RSA in 1975 and was subsequently elected president. He then joined the Tauranga RSA, serving on the executive committee and leading the design and construction of a new memorial cenotaph. He served as vice president and then president, instigating a strong fiscal management of the club, which saw it arrange alternative income streams and continue to serve the veteran community. He was a member of the Featherston branch of St John from the mid-1970s and held appointments as secretary and president. Mr. Milligan was an active member of Lions International for 30 years. Mr. Fred Milligan, please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture is concluded.
New Zealand's honours system is our highest public affirmation of outstanding individual achievement. It reinforces those things that make our society better: service, manaakitanga, and the pursuit of excellence. To all our recipients today, it has been a privilege to hear your stories. You have each used your talents and abilities to improve the lives of your fellow New Zealanders. In your own way, you have indeed confirmed Confucius' observation that wisdom, compassion, and courage are the three universally recognised moral qualities of humanity. Please wear your insignia with pride at every opportunity, knowing that you inspire others by your example. On behalf of the King of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements, and I thank you once again for your service to our country. Kia ora, e huhi mai nei, I tēnei rā. Now you will see on the back of your program the words to the national anthem in te reo and English. I now invite you to join with me in singing these.